I think we're live. So, yeah, guys, we're doing a PVZ2 tier list. Let me just get the Club Penguin music playing because let's just get the Pizza Shop music because that's actually kind of fun.
Why
Um,
are we listening to the Club Penguin music?
no, it's like um, actually no, let's do not the let's not do that. What should we do? Let's do
I think I should be allowed to kill people.
you probably shouldn't say it on the live.
It's just
You know what I said.
screen share.
Uh,
Why can't I close this fucking drawer? There we go.
fuck your drawers.
No thanks.
No, not like that. Um.
Back to the lab again. Oh no.
All right.
And
Let's rank regular pea
I-
shooter.
Alright. He's not good, but like, well, I mean, he's good in the beginning because you don't have anything else and he's essential. But
Yeah.
you get stuff like repeater and cabbage pulled especially so frequently. Fun fact, cool lore, not lore fact, game fact. Cabbage pult, unlike in normal things, cabbage pult and pea shooter are not the same. It does slightly more damage, and I think cabbage pult shoots
Hold
a
on
bit
a second.
faster.
Hope this one's doing a pea shooter only. He's actually like trying to beat the game in pea shooter only.
That's probably possible, but it doesn't
It
sound
is.
fun.
He's on
if it's
Big Red
max,
Beach,
like
Day
when you
26.
get listen, I have modded PvZ2 like hacked it. So when you get pea shooter like to the sun cost, the lowest he has is 25.
The thing is, I forget that PvZ2 has the whole, upgrading system.
Yeah.
I don't like that system personally.
Here's the thing. I personally do, but I would like it if the game
Was meant for it.
had the PvZ2 Eclipse idea where it will go back to like the weakest level. I personally like that. I would like
It's
that.
Eclipse, by the way, not Eclipse. I know. I keep thinking it's Eclipse, but it's not. It's Eclipse, which is a
Eclipse?
stupid name. It should be Eclipse,
I'm
but
calling
it's
it
Eclipse.
Eclipse. I can't
Yeah.
say that.
There's no P in the name.
Okay, well, where are we gonna put P shooter? Just E or F?
Probably F, just because like it's the best of F tier. The only reason it's an F isn't because it's bad. It's because it gets outshined so early. It isn't
Very
inherently bad. It's just like, even though it technically does more damage, it's like, in every situation that you get cabbage pult, it's better.
Now, Sunflower, where the frick is Sunflower?
Sunflower is hard to rank, but I'm gonna think about it like this way. Sunflower is essential, basically, in order to properly play the game. There's other sun-generating plants that will be better than it, though, so it's not an automatic S tier. But I do think it's probably A tier at worst, because it's basically essential to beat the game properly.
Yeah. There's Sunflower. Now, I have heard. Now, this is weird. So, A tier, we're gonna put Sunflower?
Yeah, A tier.
Okay. I actually want to argue with you on that. I kind of want to put Sunflower in C, and the reason why I say that is because Primal Sunflower.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because Primal Sunflower is just better Sunflower, because this game's balanced terribly. Sometimes.
So you say A, I say C.
I would see. I think C is too low because while obviously it gets outshined, you get Primal Sunflower later, way later, and Sunflower is the most reliable option until you get that, and is basically required to beat the game without challenge.
Yeah.
The
But
game
also-
becomes significantly harder. I think
but-
again that's why I put it in A tier, not S, because Primal Sunflower is S.
Yeah.
There's no competition there.
Yeah.
Primal Sunflower is better
Gold Blue
Sunflower.
maybe, but we're not tiering
Goldblum is stupid and is really good, but we're not going to talk about that because
We'll do
fuck
premium later tier.
the only cool premium. Also, we will probably rank the premium plants that were like the OG ones, like squash, jalapeno.
Everything. Okay, here's the thing. Everything Goldblum. Maybe we'll rank Goldblum and before is our premium thing.
I think it's hard to rank
like
premium plants.
Premium character. Or maybe we'll do like everything Grimroad. We'll just throw Goldblum in there as a fun bonus.
I just meant the ones that are meant to be like base game, and I meant the ones that like, because like things like Torchwood are no longer. They're no longer.
Torchwood. Torchwood we can rank. We're allowed to rank.
Yeah, I mean stuff like that because they're no longer actually they're not premium.
I feel like 20% of these plants I don't know what the fuck they are or what they do.
Yeah,
Good.
Don't worry, I know. I'm very smart and sexy. All right, who's next?
I don't know about that. So okay, well listen. Felty, where would you put regular sunflower?
I think I'll keep it in B because it's just the most essential plant in the game to just win.
Should we all agree on B?
Hold on. Yeah, B sounds good. Walnut's probably also B because it's the similar syndrome with sunflower where it gets outshined, but unlike with sunflower, it's more like sunflower and twin sunflower where it's like there's more viable options, but they're more expensive and require you to change your playstyle. Like change your entire seed loadout to focus with it instead of with sunflower like you could change a twin sunflower, but it doesn't really change much,
Yeah.
You just start up slower.
I should have played the original Ultimate Battle theme over this, but yeah, you get pinata seeds for the first 4. Okay, let me be real with you. What I think about Potato Mine.
Let me be clear.
I think Potato Mine. If you have him at like mastered, you can just start, and you have like a lot of money. You can just start spamming plant food on him.
Potato Mine's like one of the best early game plants in the game.
Yeah.
Potato Mine is broken in the sense that stalling in early game is broken. Start up a stun economy. Using Potato Mine, you can basically ignore the first 3 zombies on most levels, except when they rush you. And congratulations, you win the video game.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, I want to point out is just like he's broken. Like if you just like manipulate him, but I don't really like to manipulate him like that because I like to have fun with my ones such as like Parsnip and Snopey mixed with what was it? What's the one plant that gives you a power? Oh, Tile Turnip. You mix those together, it's like a god tier thing. Use Parsnip. I think it's good, but we're not gonna tier it. Okay, Cabbage Pulp was originally an Egyptian plant, but he's just a tutorial for some reason.
Yeah, and now I think he's still first level.
Yeah.
Of a thing. Cabbage Pulp is better. I think Cabbage Pulp goes to E instead of F just because it's more reliable and it's shooting over gravestones is a great perk.
Oh yeah,
it's really nice.
That's what I like about Cabbage Pulp. It's just
it's in general.
It's kind of mechanic with tombstones and just what it's able to do.
Like it kind of, I kind of can see the chem with these two in very early ancient Egypt, where like Pea Shooter can shoot the graves while in one lane. Okay, take one lane. I'm gonna use this example. Torchwood, there's a zombie. All right, hold on. Now the cabbage can just start hurling over and hitting him, but the Pea Shooter can start taking out the graves. Like that's what I personally think. There's some good chemistry with a Pea Shooter and cabbage.
I think that's true, and it makes me happy with like quote unquote OCD. The thing is just like anything you can do with Pea Shooter Cabbage Pulp is better with just Cabbage Pulp because the reliability and also the fact that once he takes out the zombies, he'll target graves. He does that. I think he's E, but again, outshined. Colonel Pulp's broken in this game. We'll get to that.
Okay. We'll explain. Okay. What I really do, you sound like you sound like an amazing commentator. I'm just saying right now, man. Like, holy shit, your voice is so good. All right. Bloomerang.
I to be honest, I played so many modded things like Eclipse and Altars. I barely remember what vanilla thing is like. But what I do remember is he's just better Pea Shooters. So
Yeah, that's kind of it, but he costs more.
It's a piercing, like it's kind of like a worse.
I don't think he goes. He is exactly worse laser.
Piercing until the very end tile.
Yeah. I don't think he deserves F because I think the king of F will be Pea Shooter because the only reason Pea Shooter's there is because he gets outshined. I think other things should be an F because they're just terrible or unusable.
I still really like how he's trying to beat the game with just Pea Shooter.
I mean, it's very possible, especially with level. I think he's better than Cabbage Pulp, but he's still E.
Okay.
Because he's kind of he's the fusion of Pea Shooter and Cabbage Pulp in the sense that he'll target zombies first, but because it pierces and comes back, he also damages graves. He's just better than both of them.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay. Iceberg lettuce. Now, I want to get a few words about iceberg lettuce. It costs 0. You can freeze one zombie, but if you do plant food, it basically is an ice shroom.
Oh, it is ice shroom, yeah. And considering how in early levels especially, the amount of plant food they shove down you, it's really... So, I'd argue out of every plant you get early game, they're the only one that's consistent. In the sense that you will be using iceberg lettuce late game. You will not be using cabbage pulp late game. I am sorry to inform you.
Damn, I don't even use iceberg lettuce after, like, the first...
Iceberg is, like, just...
A or S? What are we thinking?
Sex tier?
Well, is there, I think that it's similar to Potato Mine, but in the sense that it's incredible at stalling.
Yeah.
But, like, what some people would do is just, like, plant it in, like, the far back, and when they get plant food, they could just play it in the late game whenever. They're, like, overwhelmed.
I never seen that.
I never do that either.
I don't do that. I think
yeah, I would do that too. I just don't.
I think it's S tier, especially when combined with Potato Mine, because you freeze a Potato Mine at the very end of the lane, and you can freeze it 3 times, and you just stall the first zombie for like an extra minute, and now you have a row of sunflowers, and the wave's just begun.
And if there's like a wizard or like a
wizards are bitches.
Wizards are best.
Octopus.
So,
actually,
we gotta talk about
wizards
hot
potato,
are like when we get to hot potato, because I don't know if you guys know this, but if you get hot potato to I think level 5, you can bring hot potato into Big Wave Beach, and you can get rid of zombie plants that have octopuses on them.
I don't know why, and I think that's good because we'll get to that when we talk about Big Wave Beach plants. But the best part, in order to determine what makes a Big Wave Beach plant good, can it deal with the surfers? Can it deal with the fishers? Can it deal with octozombies? That is what determines a good plant then.
So our main boy, grass knuckle.
Bonk Choi. Bonk Choi. Really good early game. The classic strategy, Bonk Choi, then a walnut. You kind of just shit on anything that's not a buckethead. It can hit backwards. It can hit backwards, which is a surprisingly useful tool because you plant it behind a zombie, he deals with it. It's very nice. It gets outshined a little bit later by stuff like celery stalk, but it's probably like C tier. It's really good, all things considered. Yeah.
After I finish the Egyptian plants, I kind of use the bathroom, but
massive.
We are missing.
We're missing Twin Sunflower is later.
No, the ones that are up there. We're missing Gravebuster.
Gravebuster is really hard to rank anyway. Cause Gravebuster is more of a tool than so it's like.
But let's rate it on its usefulness.
He's good in Dark Ages because they spawn in those.
Gravebuster got a massive buff with the existence of Dark Ages because it no longer was just confined to like 2 levels. I still think it's weird to rank because it's so useless in most of the game, but when you need it, and that's really like Dark Ages.
So like D. Oh wait, another thing too before you guys say anything. In the game's files, there's actually tombs for Far Future. No, I don't think it's the game's files, but I think concept art. There were tombs for Far Future and Wild West as well as Pirate Seas. Just like right now.
Why weren't they in? I'm so mad.
Why weren't they in the game?
But
pull up.
Okay, I pull up. But Michelle. Yeah, I think honestly, Gravebuster should be B tier because it can't be any higher because it's so situational and useless in most of the game. But when you need
That's what-
Gravebuster, you need Gravebuster.
Okay, listen, as a person that never used Gravebuster, I would personally, was gonna say D, but I kind of would go for a C. Because it's 2 out of 11 worlds.
Yeah, the thing, no, 3. The thing that makes it better is modern day has graves.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, then. Yeah.
Also, to my knowledge, modern day graves are not breakable. To my knowledge, they probably are.
No,
they probably are, but again, they probably are. But I don't remember being able to break them.
Okay, I think we have almost the Egyptian for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That leaves Repeater. Technically, Snowpea. We can do Snowpea because I feel like
okay, I'll throw Snowpea, but hold on, wait. Do we have any more Egyptian plants down here? No, we do not. I'll throw Snowpea, and I will throw.
Torchwood and Snowpea are probably the ones that are most likely.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, but I will have you talk to the audience about Repeater, and I'll be right back.
Repeater is. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. It's Repeater is pea shooter, but twice. For all this reference, Repeater is good. To put it simply, double the cost of pea shooter, double the damage. There's really not much else that I can properly say about it, other than it's just good. Hello, we're talking about Epic Repeater.
Epic Repeater.
Repeater is there's not much I can really say as a whole. I've already said it. It's just pea shooter, but twice this cost, twice as much. I think the best thing about it is that it takes up only one tile. But
so D or E?
I'd argue it's in C tier just because it's really good damage, all things considered. 2 peas, one Repeater can take on a cone head and even a bucket head if you give it enough distance.
Or if you have it buffed.
Oh yeah, especially if you get it buffed. But I think it's probably C tier, and it's a good place to put it.
Alright, Twin.
Twin. How the hell do we rank Twin exactly?
I don't know, to be honest, because I feel like Twin is completely underrated. I personally think it's at sometimes better than Reg Sunflower. Now, granted, sometimes
at some points it is,
but it's double the almost triple the sun cost of Sunflower.
It's 125 and produces 2 sun. It's more than double the cost, but it honestly pays for itself if you manage to get them set up. The problem is, it's hard to run solo Twin Sunflower, especially when you don't have that many plants, early the early Egypt and sometimes even Pirate Seas.
Yeah.
Because if you want to run Twin Sunflowers, you cannot afford to not run things like Iceberg Lettuce and Potato Vine. You need early game solid. And keep in mind, when you get this, you do not have the sun upgrade, so you do not start with 100 sun. You start with 50. So you need to wait. You need to wait longer. But of course, the farther you get in the game, the better I would argue that Twin Sunflower gets.
Okay.
But then it gets to a point where it basically gets outscaled by the existence of a
primal.
Yeah.
So B or C or whatever C.
I'd argue low B, to be honest. It's just as good as Sunflower and sometimes better in some situations. You just gotta have more setup.
Now, Torchwood, I'm gonna be real with you. I think
it's broken.
Is he? Yeah.
So
that plant food effect.
So,
no way.
We're going to talk about how this motherfucker hit the gym. He used to be the exact same as PVZ1 with his plant food ability as well. That made him even better. So he decided that he would be more than that, and he needed reason to exist. Zombies who are eating him take damage like Endurian. When he dies, he does a weaker jalapeno effect. And he also gives off heat. He does everything. He also has more health like a walnut. He literally does everything.
What about Cactus? We'll get to Cactus. Holy shit, dude, we will get to Cactus.
Torchwood literally is a walnut mixed with an durian, kind of.
He's one of
mixed
everything.
He's a jack of all trades. And it's hard to say he's a master of none because in the end, you could use him for just the plant food effect and doing fire with peas. That is already great.
I'm surprised.
That's like triple the damage.
I'm surprised that George Fan didn't have the idea to have him do like the Endurian thing when zombies take a bite out of him in the first game. That always left me confused. But I'm glad in this game they actually did something about it.
Burning stuff. But no, and then when he dies, he's tanky, and when he dies, he can wipe out like basic and cone heads, not bucket heads and stuff. But you know, if he could do the same as a jalapeno every time, that'd be called broken. Also, I feel comfortable ranking him because I don't even think he's a premium plant right now. I think he's a seed plant you can get without paying.
Plant, yeah. I think 8:20. I'm gonna take a shower and head to bed because I got stuff to do.
Oh boy, Hero Wars, become a legend. This game's bad. All right.
There, Piracy's Ultimate Battle. Snow Pea. Personally, I want to throw immediately in sex, and I'm gonna explain. Where'd you rank them?
Hey, it's still they're great. I mean, I thought you wanted to explain. That's why I said all right. I wouldn't wait.
So if you use this, combine this with Parsnip and the other. Like, I know I'm not gonna allow to rank Parsnip or that. This ability is fucking OP. Like, it costs lower than a winter melon. That's one. It literally freezes like a laner. I don't know what the frick the plant food does to the lane. I don't know if that's just a special effect.
It does. It's the same as pea shooters. It's the exact same as pea shooters. Any zombies in that lane get slowed down.
Okay, that is like why it's an A. But dude, combine or when it's powered up, when it's like leveled, and with Parsnip, dude, no, just
I haven't exactly. I don't usually factor in levels because I played the game before levels were even a thing.
I played before levels and when levels came, level up came. So combining this with Parsnip is such a good fucking combo in my opinion. Now I could be wrong, but don't shoot the messenger. Now I've been dying to hear what you think. Where is he? Where is the boy? Yeah.
Oh,
what do you
Colonel
think about Colonel Pulp?
PVC2 Colonel Pulp is fucking ridiculous because. Let me pull up his exact stats to make sure I'm not having a stroke.
Yeah, please do. Also, check what plants are we supposed to rank in between, because I don't really know. Like, I want to go in order.
For context, there's a reason that in almost every single PVC2 mod, Colonel Pulp always gets nerfed. He does damage less, but he shoots at enough speed that he's basically the same DPS as a Cabbage Pulp. Okay. So he's already better than Cabbage Pulp, and he 25% chance to deal butter.
That's a fourth. What was it in the original?
I don't remember, but also keep in mind this butter does more damage. It does double the damage of his normal kernels, which admittedly his kernels do like no damage, but it still is okay. Because like all that fun stuff. Oh, that but butter,
plant food.
The main thing. Oh yeah, butter. Oh, we'll get to the plant food. Butter stuns is great. Being able to stun an opponent for like what? Like what is it? Like 15? Not 15 seconds. I need to remember because I'm looking. That's PVZ2 Chinese. That really doesn't help me there. Glory to Xi Jinping, as they say now. Butter. Now this could be wrong because I can't even find it. It's roughly like a 5-second stun, let's say, at best. That's still great. And then his plant food is everyone with that stun, and it's slightly longer. It's incredible how good Colonel Pulp is. And also, let's talk about how if he one-shots things like flying units, it's not just the birds. Like, if I remember correctly, he can one-shot like the jetpacks. Oh yeah, like let's see here.
The birds. Oh, yeah, you one-shot the fucking birds with the butter. That's
yeah. Also, by the way, if a zombie, let's talk about the weasel hoarders, those guys and chicken wranglers from Wild West and such.
Yeah.
If they are hit with butter and then die, they do not do their death effect. This also applies to Discotron, and they will not summon in disco zombies.
Oh.
And also, it's great, and more importantly, it just lobs. If this thing shot, it would not be as good. But lobbing over things like graves and most shields, that's so good. It's also, I mean, it's just like with its plus, it's good in like almost every level. You can always run Colonel Pulp and not think it's a wasted slot, and I think that's why it's S tier, because it's almost always good. It is like always good.
I like how we have a fire, ice, and a Pulp character. I feel like you're right, Torchwood and Colonel Pulp are hitting the gym or something. Holy crap.
Oh yeah. Torchwood especially, because Torchwood was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Everything.
Actually, let's...
Alright.
This is accurate. Coconut Cannon.
Coconut Cannon, I don't know. He's real strong, and the levels you get to use him are nice, but they're not that common, because the reason you don't get to use him much is because a lot of levels aren't long enough to properly use him. Like, if let's say you want to put him in, like, because he has splash damage, so let's say you put him in the 2nd and 4th row, you know, of your funny things. That's like, by the time you get those coconut cannons up, counting in how expensive they are and their charge time, the level's almost, or sometimes already is done. You basically gotta bring in the heavy sun producers, and you have to stall your ass off, which can work, but like in most cases, if you wanted to use coconut cannon, you could just use other slightly weaker but cheaper or more offensive plants like Snow Pea, Colonel Pulp, all of them, Snapdragon, and just kind of do the same thing. I think it's like C tier because of that, but it's still, if you get them to work like in like survival levels or really long levels, I mean, melt through things. It's what you do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I feel like, like the coconut cannon minigame is really fun, and his plant food is just beyond nuts.
Oh, his plant food, even if it doesn't kill, let's say if somehow it doesn't kill a single zombie, that is still a reset. That is, every zombie in that lane goes back to the beginning. And even then, it's like, you know.
It's got a little bit of Thime Warp in it before Thime Warp even came into the game. Okay, Spike
Thime Warp. Spike Weed, real good. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the first game.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely don't think it's as good as the first game. Like, it's very few zombies can deal with it, is the main benefit. Like, Gargantuars can smash it. Yeah. It can be wizarded, but you have to deal with that in Pirate Seas. And because of its height, I don't think it could be taken away by parrots. So there's really not much that can hurt it. The downside is the damage is okay, but its main benefit is destroying vehicles. Like things such as...
the barrels, the freaking barrels.
Barrels? Oh, this thing is essential in Pirate Seas.
Oh, yeah.
That's its best because, you know, that's when you get to do the fun thing with barrels. Because barrels, if you don't deal with them, will fucking kill you. Because this game sucks.
Depending.
But, yes. But I think it falls off in other levels. I think in, like, later game levels, it gets a little, like, less effective. But once it, like, you know, it's... Fuck, sorry, I'm distracted.
Yeah.
It's like C, I'd say. Honestly, the reason it doesn't get better is because Spike Rock exists, and you no longer need Spikeweed for Spike Rock, which makes Spikeweed way less useful.
Let's just go on Spike Rock since you already just mentioned them.
Yeah, Spike Rock B.
Yeah,
Spike Rock does everything. It's the exact same as Spikeweed, only better. And considering how it's only it's like 125 compared to Spikeweed's 100, that's barely a difference. It's if you're gonna run Spikeweed, run Spike Rock. It also has 3 health. Instead of like 3 hits, we can take 3. It can stall Gargantuars if you get enough of them.
Barrels. This thing is like
Oh yeah.
No contest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also great in things like Far Future because dealing with like the shield guys.
Oh you know. Yeah. I never even used these guys in Far Future. There's a lot of plants I never use in Far Future, but I think you're right on that. Let's rank our good old. This one was once my favorite PvZ one, but this game I just didn't give a shit about it.
Split Pete is like. It's well, no, my bad. Fuck. 3-Peter is good in this situation. It's It's hard to say because like it's just 3 pea shooters, which isn't very good at all. However, The reason it becomes good in Pirate Seas is because of the boards. Not every zombie. Yeah, having it so zombies will only come in certain lanes. That gives 3-Peter the perfect line of sight. But that's the thing. The second Pirate Seas is over, you will never use 3-Peter again. So I can't put it higher than C tier.
I was gonna say lower it down to D.
Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, that's probably better considering how in the end it's just 3 pea shooters. If it did more damage than a pea shooter, I would maybe recommend it.
I do like the plant food effect. I will give it that, but
yeah, it's inaccurate. It's not even like use only. It's also just like it's not like it wipes 3 lanes. If it did then, it'd be much better.
Yeah.
It only can take out 1 lane and sometimes takes out shit from other lanes. It's not accurate enough, unfortunately.
Let's go over the Snapdragon.
Snapdragon is fun. You got that. He is better with 3-Peter. Anything you want to do with 3-Peter, Snapdragon plus like repeater. I'd say a downside of him is that like
the range.
The range.
Or he shoots slow.
I was gonna say his downside was honestly his fire, because you cannot use him with things like iceberg lettuce or snow pea because the fire removes the slowing effect. It removes the chill.
So it kind of nerfs him down a little bit, but you know, I mean, the PvZ1 did that as well. So.
Yeah, I think he's just better than 3-Peter by a large margin. Okay. I think he's, in terms of every plant you get in like even how though Kernel Pult's the best, I would argue that you probably will use Snapdragon the most just because how reliable he is.
Yeah.
I think he's B. I think he's probably. I also for things like this, I feel like we should put Grave Buster at the bottom of B because in the end, you know, you barely use him. All right.
I already ranked Cherry Bomb. Who the fuck uses Cherry Bomb? I never use Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb is never. It's like one of those things like Cherry Bomb. Instant use death are very nice. However, Cherry Bomb's usefulness became a lot less with the existence of plant food, as a lot of plants can wipe out boards. However, it's still a 3x3 explosion that can kill anything that, like, from normal zombie to Buckethead hell. The only things it doesn't kill are, like, the super zombies, you know, like in Pirate Seas, it's cannon heads. Guards, it kills barrels too. It doesn't kill cannon heads. It doesn't kill guards, and it doesn't kill far future robots. Basically, if it's not a super tanky enemy, this thing will kill it, and I think that's really good. I think having a reliable board wipe. So, but it's still not that good, so probably like D.
Yeah.
I would rank it higher, but like it gets outshined a lot. Also, it's better than 3-Peter, and probably better than. Actually, wait. I'd argue it's like above Coconut Cannon because again, Cherry Bomb's one of the best examples where if you want to use Coconut Cannon, just use Cherry Bomb.
They put the PvZ3 Buttercup into PvZ2. I don't know why they did that. They just did. But
why?
I don't know why. But I think we're gonna go on the wild. No, I don't want to do birthdays. Screw on. I'm gonna go to the almanac and have my thing open. All
right.
Oh wait, we're not supposed to rank Torchwood right now? Oh fuck. Okay, well we ranked Torchwood early, but it's fine.
Yeah, Torchwood I think is Wild West. I think like Snoopy is ancient Egypt. Snoopy is Egypt. I think Squash. Oh, Power Lily is S. I don't know what to say about this. It's just Power Lily is just well. Yeah, it's just you get a plant food. That's good.
So, let me move on to I don't think we forgot. Alright, I know what's
okay, we forgot. I know they reordered some tutorials. Oh, Spring Bean is way better than you think, but not very good still. Because like obviously in like certain stages he can one-shot because you know that's how Pirate Seas work. But you can use him as a stun tool. You can throw him in front of things and like if you have only one zombie you don't want to deal with, you can stall him almost forever. Yeah. Which is good. So probably like D, but that's the highest I could put him because in the end he's Spring Bean.
Alright, we're gonna rank Squash.
That's laser beam.
I know, I did that on purpose.
Fuck. I've been trolled. Oh no?
I gotta open the game again. But, alright, let's move some guys up here. Where the frick?
Squash is, in the 4th row at the bottom. You missed him. He's on the 4th row. As in, like, from the left. And then, okay, go to, yeah, there he is. Squash is, I'd argue, better than Cherry Bomb. Because, like, I know it wouldn't make sense, but he charges faster and he's cheaper. And in most situations, Cherry Bomb isn't actually used to take out entire hordes.
Yeah.
Also, you can't plant food Cherry Bomb. You can plant food Squash.
Yeah, that's actually nuts. And if you get him powered up, you can have him, like, Squash again.
Yeah, I'd argue he's, like, C tier.
Yeah, I kind of was gonna say, like, high D, because I didn't think, like, this game, there's just no point for an insta-kill, like...
No, instants are still great, don't get it twisted, because sometimes you don't want to use plant food, but Squash, like, it's hard to rank them, because a lot of the instants that are broken are, like, Grape Shot, but that's a pay-to-win plan, and I don't want to rank those. I still think Squash is probably the best instant that you can get without pay. Maybe Jalapeno. We'll see.
Let's actually rank Jalapeno, but first we're gonna change it to Wild West Ultimate Battle.
Jalapeno. All the people watching should type in jalapeno, and then
I'll make it.
Everyone should put a jalapeno and touch their eye with it. Trust me, the payoff will be huge.
You're fucking dumb. This just clears a lane. Like, it's just the same.
It wipes out a lane.
It's just the same as
it's the exact same. That still makes it like B tier. That is an entire lane gone, and keep in mind with its health, it is. You can do it the second it shows up, and you can wipe out zombies that just started. It's probably the best vanilla instant. I just accidentally threw a hole punch across my room.
Are we talking about Split Pea?
We're talking about Split Pea!
I personally
Split
think
Pea is my favorite plant in the entire game.
I am sorry.
Right?
He is very cool looking.
Okay, let me be real with you.
Nice
He's cool looking. I like the angel and devil costume. I forget costumes are even in this game. But let me be real. He's only useful in, like, barely shit. Because you can
basically
you can just use spike weeds on the back of the miner, and the miners don't even have that much health. Hell, I think they even take damage when you go to the back. There is no point to use Split Pea unless.
But taking them out with Repeater is so much cooler.
That's true. It is cool. My thing with Split Pea is like
completely fucking useless.
Split Pea is like
okay. Listen. Okay.
No. It feels so useless.
You're being bullied.
Like no. You have spike weed. You can use spike weed, which is much less. You can do more damage, and you can either like make like a second
listen.
It's funny though.
It's a funny plant, but listen, it's a pea shooter that costs 25 side more with the repeater on the back.
You know,
true.
Here's
the thing. Having the cheaper repeater is nice, but the thing is, the best way you can use him is Split Pea, instead of how you're supposed to use it, is putting him near the front, which is good, except for the fact that you're at the fucking front where the zombies come from.
Or at least have a minecart or something. Like,
yeah, so we can't exactly do that. And also, here's the biggest reason why Split Pea's bad. You get him in Wild West. You got Bok Choy in Ancient Egypt.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, now that you just said that, there's just no, yeah, I'm sorry, it's going in E just because of that.
Split Pea is E tier, and I would argue he's F tier because you will never use him.
Oh, yeah, no, he's going in F now, you just said that. But
you won't use him, and he gets outshined by plants you already have.
Yeah. There's no...
But...
You can use
also,
him. I'm not saying you
in
can't
Wild West, in Wild West where you get him, you can stop them from jumping to begin with by either freezing them or just killing them.
Yeah,
so sometimes don't even... So yeah, he's bad. Split Pea is bad. Maybe if their back shot did way more damage.
Maybe if Split Pea did like a total more damage than everything else you've gotten so far, that probably would have made it much better and a good balance.
A three-peater behind him.
Yeah.
It's just a tumor. That's just a tumor.
but at least he's cool and funny.
He is very cool. I'll give him that. I like the pea shooter with no eyebrows, but with no hair. I think it's very funny. Right.
I like his animation when they like both shoot at the same time.
Yeah. Wild West is Lightning Reed, Chili Bean,
Hold on,
both the melons. Chili Bean, Lightning Reed,
both the melons.
Both the melons, Tall Nut, and I think jalapeno.
Okay.
Did.
Before Tall Nut went from pissed off, freaking angry lump man to just door. That's what Diet Chapstick said. But all right, Lightning Reed.
Lightning Reed,
good for chickens, but that's all he's good for.
Lightning Reed's E, yeah. Lightning Reed is better in other mods, but Lightning Reed, the thing you need to realize is that he's Colonel Pulp with no upsides. In fact, I think he does less damage than Colonel Pulp, which is impressive in it. But what he does, he's great at. Nobody clears chickens better than him, except for spikeweeds. And also anything with splash damage that can shoot fast. But you don't really have those.
My thing is max,
spikeweed.
the damage is 60, and Colonel Pulp's damage is 100. And Spikeweed's is 40. Spikeweed's is 40, but Colonel's is...
The thing is, the damage doesn't matter, because chickens and all that have 1 health. Spikeweed damages anything that steps on it instantly. If you set up a row of Spikeweeds, you no longer need lightning.
Funny thing, for the explosive plants, the damage they actually do is 2,400. I think that's for every explosive, yeah.
It's not an instant. It's not technically an instant kill because, you know, it does exact damage because that's how health is. Lightning isn't useless. I just argue it gets outclassed by things like Spikeweeds, and especially late game. By the time you get to things like weasels, oh god, literally Torchwood does its job because the chickens will take 1 bite of the Torchwood and die. It's hilarious.
You can get Torchwood like at the beginning of the game.
Also,
even before Wild West.
I'm going to be honest, I think we should move Boomerang to the height of D tier because I would argue he's better than everything there. Because Boomerang is a Sigma male.
We'll talk about Melon in winter, but Chili Bean, I get it. Farts are funny, but
that's true. I love when Rap nerf this, but like, Chili Bean is okay. It's just like Squash. But it does, the thing what makes Squash good, because you think it would be better than Squash, because, you know, that whole fart stun, is that Squash can hit multiple enemies at once with its insta-kill, and it can affect things that don't eat, like Gargantuans. If a Chili Bean gets face-to-face with a robot, that ain't gonna do nothing. I'd argue Chili Bean is, like, just bad. There's nothing I can really say about
F tier or E?
E tier because it's still an insta-kill.
Oh, here's the thing.
It has its uses.
Here's his bio. He's not blushing. He's trying to hold it in.
Okay, that's funny. Alright, move him up a tier.
Alright, let's go on inside now. How many plants do we have to do? Oh!
Wait, I just thought of something. What if we rank each plant's bios?
You could do that to nature. I would like that, because bios are freaking epic with this.
Oh, we'll do bios in... I think Chili Beans just made S tier for that.
It's fucking sexier.
Yeah, that's so sexy.
Let's do Peapod.
Peapod is another case of coconut cannon syndrome. At the time you set him up and make him worth his cost, the level is... Oh, I just threw scissors. God fucking damn it.
The fuck?
What?
Wait, what did he say?
I just threw scissors. God,
I just threw scissors. No, that's going in the daily quotes. That's going to the daily quotes.
Somebody.
Alright, that aside.
I just threw... No. It's going on the daily quotes. I don't care. I don't care.
Peapod. Peapod is the same case of coconut cannon where by the time you set up a Peapod and make it, let's say you get 5 whole Peapods on him, so he's basically a 5-peter. Yeah. The level is pretty much over.
Oh yeah, no shit.
And even then, it's like, if you don't really need that much damage. Yeah, and by the late game you have better options, and in early game, in like short levels, just use repeater.
Alright, let's talk about... Actually,
that's going in.
32,000.
My whole
punch. 8,000. Okay, Toilet is objectively... I'm sorry if I'm...
Toilet is tanky bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, Bulma's tanky.
He also, let it be known, he is tall, believe it or not. And being able to he can block the imps, he can block basically anything that's thrown. He can block those stupid ass flying seagull bastards in Pirate Seas. He blocks them. Well, anything does actually. I remember. He can block the jetpack zombies.
He can block
all of that.
Fucking everything. He can block everything. I think maybe can he even block miners?
No.
Okay. Well,
the Leapy Boys? Leapy Boys? He might be able to, actually. I don't think so, though. But I'll check with the wonderful, Wikipedia. Nah, it's the PvZ wiki.
Oh, wait, let me check this.
I know he blocks anything that flies, but I don't think...
Anything
I don't know... I don't know if that counts, necessarily. For only 125 sun, that is a very tanky boy. Let's see here. He also blocks like balloons. Oh, okay. He does not block the flingy boys.
Okay. Oh,
also, that would.
He even blocks the chickens, dude. Okay, melon pulp.
Melon pulp is great. It's expensive, but also splash damage.
And that plant food. Holy.
Oh, and plant food effects hits everything. Melon pulp, I think, is what Coconut Cannon wishes to be.
Yeah.
Because you can set up, by the time you can get up because Coconut Cannon is roughly the same price to my knowledge. I think they're both 300 sun. But Melon pulp starts shooting. Melon pulp is not a one-use charge up. It also hits multiple lanes, does very good damage, and its plant food is almost a board clear. And then Wintermelon's hard to rank because Wintermelon is just better fucking.
But it costs a lot, and you'll be getting it.
But it's 500. I'd argue that Wintermelon is worse than Melon Pulp in every situation. Well, not every situation, but in most fucking levels, you won't have the opportunity to use Wintermelon properly. But when you do, though, it is just better Melon Pulp. But Melon Pulp gets. I feel like Melon Pulp should be higher, same tier, both A tier. But Melon Pulp should be just one low rank higher than Wintermelon, just because. Exactly. Yeah, if you wanted, also that made me remember, if you want to use Wintermelon but cheaper, you just put a row of snow peas and melon bolts. That'll stop everything.
Let's rank Imitator and then Marigold, and then we'll call it.
Marigold is unobtainable, so put him in F. Imitator is only as good as you want it to be, which the thing is, it's like, that's the thing. It's hard to rank this because inherently it does nothing. If you were to use it on something like another offensive plant, that's not the good use. The good use is mimicking plant food effects, like Plant Lily, mimicking Potato Mine, if you don't use this to mimic an instant or something like Potato Mine or Iceberg Lettuce, you're using it wrong. Well, if you use it right, I mean, it's S tier. Because it's just, what if you had an S tier plant, but two of them?
Yeah, it's immediate sex.
It's immediate S tier but of course, well, every plant's bad if you don't use them right. But this one, if you don't use this on an instant or something like Iceberg Lettuce, you're stupid. Yeah. You should feel bad. Never play this game again. Go home.
I mean, if you use it for Grape Shot, I can't really.
Oh, Grape Shot is an instant.
Yeah, like if you imitate a Grape Shot, and there's like a swarm of guys that you can't even outkill. Like, I'm not talking main adventure, I'm talking battles for this. Yeah, use imitate Grape Shot.
I forget battles exist.
Yeah, I never use Grape Shot. I'm gonna be real with you on that. Alright, that's gonna do it for tonight. Maybe if I come back, I'm gonna take a quick shower, and then maybe we'll rank the next 3 worlds.
Oh, yeah, let me remember quickly. And I remember them based off of their order of release.
Yeah.
But I don't remember their actual order now. But I know Far Future was the first world added.
Far Future, Dark Ages, then Big Wave Beach, Frostbite Caves, Lost City, Neon Mixtape Tour, Jurassic March, and then Modern Day. I remember them all from the back of my hand.
We're about to touch on Dark Ages, possibly. Oh, boy. We're going to talk about... All right, so here's a prerequisite we're gonna talk about the hype that is PVZ2 Fume Shroom in a bit. But
Oh my god.
also rest in piss, my boy Puff Shroom. He's still good, but he's not the best plant in the game
I
anymore.
can't even use them anymore.
Not anymore. That sucks.
I
It just
nerfed-
sucks.
Okay,
I can't.
we'll talk
I
about it
can't
later.
believe they nerfed him. He only was broken a little bit. Come on.
Okay, we're gonna
just completely
cut
busted.
to. I'm gonna take a shower and then I'm gonna go. Can you guys stay here? I'm gonna be as fast as I can. All right.
Yes.